Humongous chance for West Ham United to end their European barren spell by getting themselves their hands on some silverware, but standing in the way are Serie A giants Fiorentina, who's going to come out on top. We'll take a little look next. That's right, folks. I'm going to prediction video today. We'll take a look at the Europa Conference League final. That's right. As, of course, Fiorentina take on West Ham, of course, in a big one for both sets of fans. And we'll get to that in just 1 second. If you know where you've been, smash your subscribe button. Magazine. All things Conference League related, Rovers related, world football related. We can all hear, boys, under one roofski, of course. Yeah, who's going to get their hands on the second ever Europa Conference League? Of course, currently the champions are Roma from Serie A. Will it be back-to-back winners from Italy in this tournament? We'll have a little look in a second. Of course, big shout out to my VIPs. They are the patrons. You know who you are. But anyway, let's get into it and, of course, explore the journey that has been this. Of course, it is the Europa Conference League. Of course, it's coming at you very, very soon. The final will be on the 7th of June. Wow, wow, wee, wow. But until then, let's have a little look at how we got to the stage. So, recap of, we're going to look at Fiorentina's journey. In fact, it's both their journeys here. Both were in the group stages of the Europa Conference League. Fiorentina finishing in second spot behind Istanbul Başakşehir over in Group A. Just one defeat for them, of course, finishing over the likes of Hearts and RFS. Meanwhile, creeping over their shoulder was West Ham United in Group B, who came out on top with a perfect record, beating the likes of Anderlecht, Silkeborg, and Story Bucharest. We also saw the likes of Villarreal, Nice from France, of course, going through. AZ Alkmaar, we'll talk about them shortly. Dutch Gardens from Sweden, Silverspor, and Slovan Bratislava, and Basel, amongst other names. Of course, they opted for. All right, then of course into the playoff round we went. In fact, we're going to explore both clubs' journeys to the final, starting off with West Ham. West Ham United coming in here. They had a passage through, winning their group. Of course, awaiting the winners of the playoff round. And this is the top end of the bracket with West Ham's journey. So Qarabag against Ghent. We saw Ghent going through. We saw Larnaca taking out Dnipro. Anderlecht knocking out Ludogorets Razgrad. And Lazio taking on Cluj. Into the actual knockout stages, Ghent took on Istanbul Başakşehir. Larnaca took on West Ham. Anderlecht took on Villarreal. And Lazio took on AZ Alkmaar. We saw the Belgians going through to join West Ham in that, what was that, quarter-final. And then Anderlecht taking out Villarreal. Big result that, as did AZ Alkmaar taking on, knocking out the Italians, Lazio. And then we've set up with ourselves with the quarterfinals. Ghent against West Ham. West Ham coming on through. Anderlecht against AZ Alkmaar, with of course the Dutchies coming on through in the battle of the Benelux there. Where West Ham going through eventually to the final, where they would take on, of course, Fiorentina. We know that, but how did they get there? Of course, Buda Glimt took on Lech Poznan in the playoffs to get through to the actual last 16. Braga against Fiorentina. Fiorentina, of course, finishing second, had to go an extra step than West Ham, taking on a Portuguese team there. Trabzonspor against Basel, and then Sheriff Poznan, or Sheriff Tiraspol up against Partizan Belgrade. So the winners went through, and Lech Poznan from Poland took on Dutch Gardens from Sweden. Fiorentina from Italy took on Silverspor from Turkey. Basel took on Slovan Bratislava, and the Sheriff took on Nice from France. The winners, though, progressing, Lech Poznan from Poland taking on Fiorentina, and Basel taking on Nice, which was very, very nice for them. Of course, then into the semi-finals, Fiorentina and Basel went. And of course, Fiorentina coming out on top against Basel to set up this beautiful final we have today. That's right. And I'm gonna slide back over here, and of course coming at you in a bit more in your face. So here we go then. Let's take a little look at the game taking place on Wednesday the 7th of June. Who's going to come out on top? Well, let's break down the numbers for you. Of course, coming at you right now. Then early doors, Fiorentina coming at you on 50% form for them over the last 6. Now again, our season, the Premier League season, as of recording, still has a game or so to play. 50% form for them right now, unbeaten in the last 3. West Ham United winning 4 of the last 5 though. 67% form for them at the moment. These two sides have never played each other according to my data, but Fiorentina most recently picked up a draw against Torino. West Ham United picked up a 3-1 win over Leeds. And of course, looking ahead, they'll take on Leicester to wrap up the Premier League. Meanwhile, Fiorentina have got a Coppa Italia final up against Internazionale before wrapping up the season against Roma and Sassuolo. So there's 3 games to be played for Fiorentina. So injuries are, of course, a major problem. But what about the bookies' odds on this one then? 9-5 is your Fiorentina, 6-4 is your West Ham, 11-5 is the draw. Now that is over, of course, 90 minutes. And of course, if you want to see who is actually favourite, Fiorentina are underdogs, 20-19, whereas West Ham are favoured 5-4. Now this is coming at you from Bet365. That's a surprising stat there, because I feel, you know, I'm thrilled to bits. Seeing another British club, English club in the final. Of course, I think Rangers were here last year. Frankfurt coming out on... No, that was in the Europa Cup. But just having a team that's not one of the regulars, the Uniteds or your Cities or even your Arsenals or Liverpool. Having a team like West Ham, a traditional club who's looking for some silverware. Let's not underestimate this final. This is a humongous game for West Ham. And it's a humongous game for David Moyes. I'm sure he's dragged through the fans through the bushes all season here by being in a relegation dogfight. But having this on your radar, an extra pie in the oven for them to get involved with this season. Win this, and they're in the Europa League next season. There ain't no question about that. And of course, another chance for West Ham to be in the spotlight. And of course, probably keeping Moyes in his job. So let's not underestimate this. However, this is the pressure's going to be on West Ham's shoulders. There have been some displays on their journey through to this final that have been a little bit laborious. And I feel Fiorentina, of course, doing okay in Serie A in the Coppa Italia final. They could end up with a double of themselves, of course, winning the Coppa Italia, winning this as well. So I just got a sneaky feeling that despite West Ham making it to the final, and what an occasion it will be, I just feel that Fiorentina will have too much quality on the night. 2-1 winners. I've gone there with Fiorentina adding or potentially adding at least one piece of silverware to a good season for them, and of course maybe building on that for next season where they will be in the Europa League regardless of where they finish in the league, courtesy of the Europa Conference League. So for me, I'm seeing that the trophy is going to remain right in Italy. Right. The trophy will remain in Italy, go from Roma to Fiorentina, and of course they will be the second holders, second winners of this brand new, still squeaky clean competition. That is my take on it, guys. What are your thoughts and opinions about that? Do you agree or disagree, or do you think that West Ham will go the distance themselves? I did a simulation on this game, played it 100 times via Football Manager. To see the statistical or the analytical outcomes of this, so make sure you check it out. I don't know if they support each other or they go against each other, but either way, for me, Fiorentina will nick it. Unfortunately, as much as I'm happy to see West Ham here in that final, but I just think at the end of the day, the weight of expectation is going to be on their shoulders, on Moyes' shoulders, and I think he will just crumble under the pressure or make there'll be an early goal or something that would just be so. Make this such a difficult match to climb. But that's just my personal opinion on it. Let me know your thoughts and opinions. Do you agree? Do you disagree? Do you think West Ham will win it? Do you think Fiorentina are, will they have injuries? They've got more games to play. Will they be a little bit more tired? Will West Ham have more time to prepare? That's all, of course, to look forward to. But until then, guys, subscribe, thumbs up, and of course, I'll see you soon for another one.